girl. Good girl. Hiya.
Hiya, how you doing? Alright?
Not bad, you?
Yeah, thanks.
Good. Come on. Where are we going? Where we do's? I'm not sure if you guys can actually see her on the camera, but I'll do my best because I'm quite a lot taller than her. Come on. Hey. Hey. Somebody's excitable today. A bit of sunshine makes a lot of difference, doesn't it, Ruse? Hey? I'm on you. Girl. Hiya. Good girl. Yeah, don't get too excited. Yeah. Good girl. You don't have to be too excitable, do ya? No? Walk on. I said walk. Silly girl. So exciting, isn't it? Never mind, you're not too bad today, are you? At least it's not windy. That's what normally winds you up, isn't it? Hmm? Yeah, I know you're all excited, but you gotta walk. Otherwise you'll get yourself sweaty. At least we can hear the traffic today, can't we? Come on. You don't have to be silly. Oh, you're looking at the greenhouse. Hey? Woo. Hey? Oh, don't be silly. You're not scared. She does this. She'll pretend to spook, but she's got her ears pricked, so I know she's not spooking. She's just excited. Stand. But at least we do have brakes, don't we? Hey? Hand on. Good girl. We're going to go a different way. We haven't been this way for a while, have we? Oh, don't be silly. It's a lamp post, Ruby. She's like this. Whenever she's excited, she wants me to think... Oh, that was a big bee. She wants me to think that she's scared, and she's really not, because she's got her ears pricked. She doesn't look scared. I know her too well. She just uses it as an excuse to jump around. But considering we've had months of flooding and we haven't been down this road since, like, I don't know, 6 months ago. Come over. That's a good girl. And stand. Good girl, stand. Thank you. And come down. Good girl. Yeah, as I was saying, considering we've had 6 months of flooding and she hasn't been getting the same level of exercise for a while, I don't think she's doing too bad, to be fair. Oh yeah. That might make her look. Oh yeah, it made you look, didn't it? As a person. Oh no, the person shouldn't be on the floor, should they? Hey? Oh no. Good girl. Hiya.
Hello there, alright.
Yeah, you?
Yes, thank you very much.
Good. I know. Good girl. Oh dear, the person shouldn't be laying on the floor. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? Hey? We also don't generally come this way because I don't like this bend, but we've picked a good time of day with good visibility. It's quite quiet, so at least I can hear everything. Yeah, it's okay. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. This is probably the worst bit of this road, but we're quite limited really. And although this one's got quite a few bends and stuff, it's not generally as busy with the volume of traffic. So this road's probably better than going along some of the straight roads around here. What's the matter? She looks over there because that's the school, and sometimes in term time before the pandemic it would be break time and all the little kids would run up to the fence and they'd be like, oh my god, it's Ruby, and she'd be so happy. Like, you'd think that would scare her, but she just loves her fans, you know, she just loves having a fan club. Before I switched the camera on today, one of the little girls in the village, I didn't film it obviously for privacy reasons, but her name's Mabel, and this little girl, I don't know why, but her and Ruby have like a little romance going on, you know. Oh no, it's a sign in the hedge. Yeah, they have like a little romance going on. As soon as the little girl Mabel sees Ruby, she's like, Ruby! And Ruby's like, oh my god! And like, there can be like 5 other kids around her, and she's only got eyes for this little girl called Mabel. Yeah, and Mabel asked to see, well, her mum asked to see Ruby's hooves because they'd been learning about horseshoes and things like that, and obviously Ruby's got a bare foot, she's not a shod, so I let her, from a distance obviously, see what the underside of Ruby's hoof looked like, and yeah, the little girl loved it. That's the trough behind the hedge that's been there for like 6 years, so if you spook at that, then you're just silly. Thank you. I often feel like a bit of an idiot when I shout thank you, because, you know, but I always feel like even if you just mouth thank you and you nod and you smile, it just encourages people not to be wankers on the road. You know what I mean? Sorry if I'm rambling on. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you think that I talk too much, and I'll edit it out next time. Usually I just put music in the background, but my mum is probably the biggest fan of our YouTube channel, and she says she doesn't like the music that I use in the videos. She'd rather just hear me talking, so this one's for you, Mother, and if anyone complains about it, they can come and talk to you. Oh, you happy? She said, Mum, I'd be so much happier if you'd let me onto that verge so that I can eat all the yummy grass. They've cut a lot of the hedges along here since we were last here as well, and I don't know if you can see it, there's some sort of orange digger over there as well. I think there's some traffic coming now. Good girl. Oh, it's a van, Ruby. We don't like vans, do we? Or rather, you don't. But he is slowing down. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. The reason that she's a little bit funny, I'll just get out of the way of this guy. Good girl. Well done. The reason that she's a little bit funny with vans and stuff is because when I first got her and we first started coming out on the road, we had a few like incidents. Well, not incidents really, but she didn't like it. She had a lot of vans going past her at speed and honking horns with radios blaring and things like that. Hiya. And you know, it's taken her a long time to kind of get over that. What are you being silly for? That's probably the light reflecting off the water over there. Silly girl. But yeah, we've just had a few, not even near misses really, just people driving recklessly or driving too fast or honking their horns or blaring their radios or shouting, or, you know, that's why she's a little bit nervous. Ooh. And she's also sometimes a little bit funny with cyclists, but usually it's the racing cyclists when they, you know, race down the road 5 abreast or whatever. They're the ones she doesn't like. But with normal cyclists she's generally pretty good. But yeah, it's just knocked her confidence a little bit. Hiya. Good girl. It's just knocked her confidence a little bit, and it takes her a while to kind of settle and That's a bike, Roo. Oh, it's because there's a kid on a bike. She's like, I'm not sure about this. But yeah, she's very good generally. Just a matter of trying to build her confidence again, really, isn't it? Good girl. Hiya. Yeah, you? Good. Good girl. Well done. But no, I'm really proud of her. It's just like buses is another thing that sometimes winds her up, because we just don't see enough of them, and when we usually see one, there's usually another one right behind it. So it's just a matter of desensitizing her to it. Oh, bless him, he is slowing down. Good girl. Thank you. See, we love vans like that, don't we, Ruth? We love vans like that. So the 99% of drivers that we encounter, and cyclists and pedestrians, they're all nice, you know, but it always seems to be like for example, good girl. For example, we'll end up meeting one of the nasty drivers on a bend or on a narrow bit of road, or you know, there's other factors that play into it. And I'm really proud of her at the moment, because what she used to spook once, and then the rest of the session was ruined because she'd just dwell on being scared and anxious, and you know, it was game over. One spook and for the next 4 or 5 hours she'd be a quivering wreck, or she'd try and bolt off at me. Oh, there's a lorry there, that could be interesting. But yeah, it's just, she's so much better now. She tends to have a little bit of anxiety, and then I reassure her, and she generally gets over it now, which is fantastic, because that's exactly what I want. I'm not trying to turn her into a machine. I'm not trying to dull her natural instincts. You know, I don't mind her being scared. I don't mind her hesitating. I don't mind her even objecting, you know, as long as it's in a controlled manner. You know, things are going to scare her, and I don't want her to be a machine. I want her to know that she has her own opinion, but I need her to trust me enough to get past them, and I need to trust her not to totally freak out, if that makes sense. What we're aiming for is fun and safe. I don't want to bully her into it, but at the same time, I don't want to set a precedent where she feels like she can get away with unacceptable behaviour. But then you also have to consider the fact that what I consider, or what any human being considers to be unacceptable behaviour, it's not, you know, to the horse. They know exactly what they're doing. Sorry about that, I switched it off because I spoke to somebody. And right, good girl, well done. As I was saying, I'll wait till I'm past this lorry in case he's listening. I hate it when people are listening to me. Good girl. See, this is ideal. When they're stood still, as long as he doesn't come up behind us on the next bend, we'll be good to go. Good girl. Yeah, as I was saying, if I can remember. Sorry, me blathering on again. Yeah, what we deem to be unacceptable behaviour, obviously to the horse, it's logical, you know, it's instinctual. So you don't want to dull that completely. You know, you want them to have a character, you want them to not be bullied into it, but you also need to be able to trust them that they're not going to freak out so much that it becomes dangerous. Particularly in harness, because obviously a riding horse bolting on a road or spinning on a road or whatever, it's still dangerous, but if the horse gets away from you or you lose control, you've only got to worry about you and the horse. Obviously if there's a cart attached to the back of them, and harness to get caught on things, and wheels to get stuck on things, shafts to get caught on things, you know, it's a whole different ball game. Good girl, don't be silly. We'll pull over. Could have slowed down, mate. And there's a runner coming, and they very rarely call out, so this could be interesting. Good girl. Well done. Oh dear, that lorry's going to come now. I knew it would. Good girl. I knew I should have stayed there. Never mind. Good training. Hiya. Good girl, yeah, I know. The lorry started his engine, and I can guarantee it will come past, just because I don't want it to. Hopefully not, although like I said, it is good training, as long as he goes by nicely. And he is going to go past. Great. Good girl. Well done. We're not going to stress. We're not going to stress. I'm not going to put you on the verge because we don't know what it's like. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Okay, we'll go up here. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Stand. Good girl. Well done. Yes, good girl. Well done. Good girl. No, you can't have a munch. Well done. Good girl. But even that, she probably reacted more because of me trying to get out of his way, which is something that I've got to work on, you know. It's a two-way street. She's not to blame, or you know, we both have our flaws. I get a little bit anxious when things like that are behind us, and obviously I then transmit the anxiety to her, but you know, we're working on it. We don't get into a flap about it, do we, girl? And if that's a motorbike, then we are just cursed, because motorbikes, we very nearly got hit by an absolute arsehole of a motorcyclist about, oh, it must have been 4 or 5 years ago now. He came around behind us and it was a blind bend. All right, that's okay, that's fine. It's only a quad. You're not scared of quads. You see them all the time. Again, she's not scared because she's just sped up and she's got her ears pricked. What was I saying? Yeah, motorcyclist came up behind us on a blind bend, and he must have been doing 50, 60, maybe more, because all we heard was the sudden roar of an engine out of nowhere, a big screech of the tyres, and then a crash. And obviously this all happened behind Ruby. She panicked, and it was only when I turned round and managed to get her off the road onto a verge to see what happened that I realised that, good girl, that this motorcyclist had slammed on the brakes within 2 foot of us, if that. I mean, there were black rubber tyre marks on the road, and he was in the ditch. And obviously once I'd managed to calm her down, she was an absolute wreck, because like I said, it all happened behind her. She didn't see it. She was jumping around, she was trying to bolt, she was shaking, she was hyperventilating. I wasn't much better, to be fair. When I'd regained my composure, I went to the ditch to see if the guy was okay, and he called me a few choice words, told me that it was my fault, called me a cunt, called me a fat slag and all this kind of stuff, told me that horses shouldn't be on the road, and you know, essentially blaming me. And he was stood upright, you know, he'd got his helmet off, he was walking, he was hand gesturing, I knew he was okay. And then the prick had the audacity to ask me if I'd mind helping him out of the ditch, and I said no. I said, excuse my language, but I was like, go fuck yourself, you know, you put yourself in the ditch, I offered you help, you called me a slag, stay there. So he screamed obscenities at me as I walked away. But yeah, ever since She's been a little bit wary of motorbikes, but she's much better now, and luckily we haven't met any arsehole motorcyclists since, so it's really kind of instilled a bit more confidence in her. Oh no, the birdies took off. Oh no. Oh, birds, that's another thing that she's not keen on. Mostly big birds or pigeons that... Oh dear, there's a horse trailer. Good girl. Good girl. Or things that fly out of the hedge. Good girl. This will be good practice. You're not used to being passed by horse boxes. Good girl. Oh, thank you. You never quite know if they're gonna pass you or not. Good girl. Well done. Oh, you're so clever. Well done. Good girl. Well done. That's so clever. And it's on gravel. The other thing that she really hates, apart from birds, is... oh god, I just realised how long this list is of things that Ruby doesn't like. But yeah, she hates people pulling wheelie bins over gravel, which happens a lot in the village. And she also hates cats. She's a very fickle pony. She has a lot of dislikes, but she's learning to cope with it. She's so much better, and the more we do it, the better she becomes. And as you can see, she's not a nervous wreck at the moment. Are you? No. The only thing is, if anyone else tries to get her past things, she does get anxious. She needs to kind of learn that she can't just rely on me all the time. She needs to learn that she can rely on my mum or my husband or things like that. Oh, it's okay. Everything's out to get us today. Yeah, she just kind of needs to... Yeah, I don't think we're going down there, Rubes. I think it's too muddy. Is it too muddy? Oh yeah, there's a bog down there. We're not going down there. Not today. That's a shame, because that would have been a nice little round trip. Never mind. No, she needs to learn that she can trust other people, not just me. Yeah, I know. But, you know, it will come. She's a million times better than she ever was, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Isn't it, girl? Yeah. As long as we're safe and we're having fun and we're improving, you know, we're never going to be the best, but we're not aiming to be the best. We're aiming to be the best that we can be. Aren't we, Pops? Good girl. Well done. Look at all those birdies. No? Not bothered about the birdies. Okay then. We like being nosy, don't we, Rubes? Checking out people's gardens. They're lovely houses down here. I knew I made a mistake marrying my husband. Should have married a rich man. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, man. Just imagine the stable you could have, Ruby, if we were rich. Usually she'll stop and have a look at herself in the mirror. I don't know if she will today. Not really. Sometimes she just sort of stops and admires herself because she knows she's beautiful. Yes. Let's stand. Come on. Let's sort this thing out on your head collar, because the bottom bit makes the ring. Yeah, that's better. It pulls it to one side if I don't get it right. There we go. Good girl. Come on, walk on. She's annoyed now because we went a little way down a bit of a grass track just to chill for 5 minutes, and obviously I let her have a bit of grass, and then she got really excited because she thought we were going to go further down the track, but unfortunately it's too muddy and she's a bit pissed off now. She's like, Mom, I wanted to go further, but it's probably better that we go back now. Come on. Yeah, she's always a bit sluggish on the way home. Most horses get really keen on the way home, but she's the opposite. She doesn't want to go home. She wants to keep going. I think she thought we were going on a mega ramble today, but we're not, unfortunately. We want to get off the road before it gets busy, don't we, Pops? Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Silly girl. Come on. She's like, but Mommy, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to go home. I'm not done exploring. Poor baby. Silly girl. See if there's any traffic coming. Usually we would go that way because there's a bridleway which would eventually take us home. Stand. But I think something big's coming. Unless I'm just hearing something. I think I'm right. Yes, I made the right decision. It's a lorry. It's a lorry, Ruth. And there's a van coming. Oh no. Hey? Pretty lady. Good girl. I think we'll stand here, unless he wants to come down here. Oh, good girlie. So clever. Oh dear. That was a bit narrow, wasn't it? It's so clever, I know. It's okay, baby. Okay, baby. I thought you might. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Oh, okay, thank you. He's going back that way. He's made a wrong turn, but at least he let me know. Okay, Poppet. We'll go this way. He's trying to turn. But you see, we don't mind if they let us know, do we? Hey? Are we gonna watch? Gonna watch? Clever girl. See, the nice guy, yeah. He's a nice guy. We like nice drivers. Well done, Bid Food. I'm guessing it comes from the Bicester, Oxfordshire base. Well done, Bid Food. If we could have more drivers like that, then we would be very happy, wouldn't we? Well done. Stand. I think she was more confused because I told her to turn around again. Hang on. Yeah. This bend's always really dodgy. Yeah, I know. Clever poppets. Good girl. Yes. We like lorry drivers like that, don't we? Some of them are really nice around here. It's the not so local ones that are sometimes horrible, aren't they? Hey, and taxi drivers as well. Oh, come on. I know you don't want to run him over, but we can go a little bit left. If she sees someone coming, she's always like, I don't want to run them over. Good girl. Good girl. Hiya.
Hi.
Good girl. Well done, Poppet. There's something coming. And I think we should get off the road because it sounds big. I could be wrong. Ah, it's got a trailer on the back, that's why. Stand. Good girl. Thank you. Well done. Clever girlie. It's the rattling trailers that Again, it's all because she just doesn't see enough of them, and there's usually something else going on at the same time. Oh really, Ruby, there's sheep and there's another trailer coming. Clever pops. Good girl. Oh, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Thank you. Well done. Good girl. Now you see, she probably wouldn't have looked twice at that, except the fact there's some sheep right behind the hedge. I don't think you can see it on the camera. And because she didn't know quite what to look at, there was like a momentary reaction, but she was more interested in the sheep, so that's good, isn't it, Pops? Thank you. Good girl. You know, someone stopped me the other day in a car. Let's walk. Yeah, I know. Someone stopped me and rolled down their window, and I was half expecting them to say something, you know, the usual get off the road bullshit, and they didn't. They slowed down, first of all to tell me how pretty she was, secondly to say how you can see us miles away because we got 2 different colours of high vis on, and they like the fact that I've got the correct speed and distance printed on my high vis. And they also said that they've seen us around before, and they love the fact that I'm always smiling and I'm always thanking people, because they said that they've had incidences with local riders where they either don't acknowledge them at all, or they just sort of grimace at them, you know. And I just feel like politeness goes a hell of a long way, you know. There's no need to be a dick. Obviously I'm not going to be nice to arsehole drivers, but if they pass us nicely, then they're definitely going to get a thank you. And like that bid feed lorry that just very kindly told me that he was turning around, I'll make sure that he gets a shout out on social media. Good girl. Well done. So cute. Yeah, I know. Good girl. Not really bothered, are you? Yeah, oh, don't be stupid. You are not scared. Your ears are pricked. I know you, Pony. You usually pull a real mare face if something scares you and start rolling your eyes, and you're not. You're using it as an yeah, she is. She's using it as a bit of an excuse because she thinks that Mummy won't notice if I'm silly and I make it look like I'm scared. Bad news, Ruby. Bad news. I know. I know you too well. Nah, you're a good girl. Again, like I've said a million times, feels like I'm repeating myself. I probably am. It's not about if they spook, it's about why they spook and how bad the spook is. We don't mind a bit of a spook. It's if it's really dangerous spooking, you know. And the good thing is that she doesn't spin and bolt anymore. She might hesitate or stop, or maybe jump forwards or jump on the spot. She might back off slightly, but that's a hell of a lot better than spinning and bolting. So, you know, we'll take that as a win. You're a good girl, aren't you? Just nice to know that she's not a total machine, you know. She's always going to have her quirks, but she's a million times better than what she used to be. And we're going to go up on the path because there's some stuff coming. Good girl. Well done. That's it, have a little munch a minute. Take a photo of the river. We don't come this way very often, do we? Hey? We don't come this way. Hey? That's a nice picture. Hiya. Stand. Hiya. Good girl. Right, now if you could prise yourself away from the food for 5 seconds. Come on. Good girl. And down. Good girl. That's another thing, stepping up and down used to scare her a little bit, but she's a million times better than she used to be. Hang on, good girl. Silly little things like the way the light's reflecting off the barrier or the puddles in the field or the river, that all used to set her off, and she's kind of looking a bit now, but she's still moving. She's not letting it get to her, and that's what we want. Minimal reaction. And another thing that I kind of wanted to make this video about and kind of got sidetracked is just how beneficial I find walking ponies in hand like this is. I mean, as you can see, she's only got a head collar on and I've only got a lead rope. Initially I had to do it in either a halter or a bridle because she was just so damn strong, but we do lots of walking in hand. Not only is it good for fitness for both her and me, because if anyone needs to lose weight and tone up, it's me rather than her, but it also gives us the opportunity to explore, see new things. Good girl. And because I'm on the ground, obviously it's better than me having wheels behind her. It's just that little bit safer. And like, I know that I pull her off the road sometimes when big stuff's coming, and obviously in the cart I wouldn't necessarily be able to do that, particularly like here for example, it's just not big enough, it would be too dangerous. She would have to keep going or stop. But I just feel like when there's stuff that she's not sure about, if it's safe to get off the road, I'd rather her look at it, see it, process it, take it all in, and she's so much better. And obviously that will then translate to when we're driving. Hiya. Good girl. Well done. But it's brilliant. You can literally, I mean, I don't know, some of you guys that are watching this now, you might know that I've got a tiny little miniature Shetland mare called Aria who's got achondroplasia, which is a type of dwarfism. Due to that, she cannot be worked, but even she enjoys short walks in hand. It keeps her supple, keeps her fit, keeps her joints strong, and obviously it's brilliant for mental stimulation as well, because as we've all kind of come to realise during these last few lockdowns with the coronavirus pandemic, nobody likes to be cooped up with no mental stimulation, with no social skills, you know. The horses are no different. They're designed to walk miles every day. They're designed to be herd animals. We try to replicate that as much as possible, and obviously I'm way too fat to ride her, and we're still getting to grips with the driving, so this is just a great way to keep her exercised and interested. And also I love the fact that she knows that she can maybe get away with a little bit more silliness when we're in hand, because she knows that it's not really a job, you know, it's relaxation time, it's a bit fun, but she knows the limit. But when she's being long reined generally, or definitely when she's being driven, she knows that that's her proper job, and as a result it's like she's got two mindsets, you know. Like today she's keen, she's interested, she's just chilling, she is listening to me, but she does have a tendency to throw a few little quirks my way just to keep me on my toes sometimes. But when we're driving, she knows, you know, mum's crap, mum's not that good, mum's a bit nervy, mum's got health problems, I need to look after mum, which is great. You know, she's got two modes, work and fun. Hey, and even when she's working, she's still having fun. She just takes it a little bit more seriously, don't you? Hiya. Good girl. Well done. You don't need to be silly. It's just so funny, like people say maybe she's got split personality disorder or something. Like, no, I just think every horse has that potential, you know. They need to know, damn, good girl, that they can fool around with their friends in the field. They need to know, thank you, what's downtime, what's playtime and what's work time. And also they like a bit of variety in their work as well. You know, if you're just going to keep them riding in circles, thank you, around a school all the time, as a lot of dressage riders etc. do, they're going to get soured, they're going to get bored, and that's when they're going to start acting up. If you keep them interested and having fun, and you always try to end a session on a good note, then it just becomes so much better. And you know, you might think, well, what's the point of me taking my 17-hand horse for a walk when I could just ride it? What's over there then? But you know, it's variety, and it'll work with any horse as long as you're safe to control it. Definitely